Hi, I'm John and welcome back to my Lair of Action Figures. Today I'm going to be doing a video about my thoughts about the new Hot Toy figures. So Howard woke up from his after party of the Chinese New Year and decided, well, I'm going to need some more money. So let's go and milk some of my favorite collectible items. So let's start out by Jack Pirate of the Caribbean Sparrow version 2.0, even if they don't call it the 2.0, because the original figure that came out a long time ago and was called Jack Sparrow Cannibal version. Now, of course, I don't know if there's an issue with the word cannibal that is posing a problem. There's also an accessory that is put in this figure that is blurred out and is not shown in features, who was shown on the original one, and I put a picture in there to show you what it is. But without further ado, let's have a look at our Jack Sparrow Pelegostos Chief. Of course, we're going to get our mimics of Jack Sparrow. His hands is being able to pose. There is a kind of crown, if we could call it a crown. Looks not too bad. Can't remember what the first one looked like. I did not keep the original figure for some reasons. I didn't care much about it, and there were some accessories missing with it who would have made it a keep, and I decided to sell it when Hot Toys started making their 2.0s because I didn't see the reason of keeping any of these figures. So guess I was right about that one. So of course, Jack Sparrow clowning around like he normally does. And of course, this is one of the accessories that was not provided with the original figure. And this is, of course, the base with some of the skulls. Now, there's another part who's missing, and that's the throne. And again, Hot Toys for a figure that they're calling DX. Again, DX has totally lost any meaning anymore due to the fact that DX was the only ones who had the eyeball system for moving, and now everybody has it, so DX means nothing anymore. It's nice to put it out there, so you can call your product DX some kind of number of it, but again, it does not have any more value as a term, as a extra best version of the figure itself. And we're going to be continuing. So here Jack Sparrow is cloning around over here with all the skulls mounted over there. So yeah, again, does the figure look good? Yeah, the figure, I'm not going to say it's nearly, it's going to be at least good 10 years since this one came out. Can't remember when it came out, but yeah, there has been a net improvement, and the head sculpt of Jack Sparrow, let's say Hot Toys did nail it pretty good. So here we have a close-up. Of course, they're talking about the separate rolling eyeballs. Like I said, not a DX feature anymore. It's a feature with every figure that they come out with. Again, maybe a bit sad. Now again, when I'm looking at this figure, he has one part of real hair, the rest of the hair is fake. Yeah, I think this part here could have been real. And again, another missed opportunity from the part of Hot Toys is that if you have the first DX, you will remember that you can lift this part off over here and to access the eyes, and you had two different head sculpts, or this part here. Why not give us this head sculpt? And why not give us a head sculpt with his eyes shut? Because it was pretty funny seeing it at the beginning of the movie, where you see him with his eyes closed, and suddenly opens them because the eye covers are kind of painted over. So yeah, I don't understand why for Hot Toys missed the opportunity. You're selling this on Sideshow's website. The other stuff hasn't been done for now, so I cannot tell you the prices, but this is $300. This does not include taxes, does not include shipping, so it does put us as a pretty expensive figure, and I don't think for a DX, if we follow the regular prices for the DX, should have a lot more into it. And like I said, this part of hair hanging down could have been done like this one in real hair. So here we come on to the controversial reason I didn't keep the original figure. And I have a huge problem with Hot Toys doing this kind of stuff. Now we have the throne to sit him down on, It's pretty emblematic, like I said, with his eyes closed. And here again, this is shot here for display purposes, and it's not going to be sold with the figure. Now, for the people who may remember some of the older figures, there was Captain Space Pirate that came out, the Arcadia throne, and that was put with one of the versions of Albator for the French people. And I don't understand why Hot Toys cannot include it, especially for a DX figure. This is the minimum that it should be coming with. Again, missed opportunity on the behalf of Hot Toys, a lot of stuff missing out there. So, this is what I was telling you about the original one. As you can see, Cannibal Jack Sparrow. And you can really see that they really give them a lot of these little thumbs to chew on. There's a funny part where he's scratching and using one of those thumbs in the movie. And of course, when we look at the end picture, like I said, on most of the promotion material, there's none. And the only part they have, it's here, and it's all blurred out. I don't understand why suddenly it's become so controversial. I mean, it's in the movie. The movie is about this character. Why not just give us the picture of it? And again, I don't understand the removal of Jack Sparrow Cannibal does not make sense. Like I said, the eyes don't make sense of not having two head sculpts, no phone. Again, $300. No, I don't care if your belt is made out of genuine leather. It could have stayed in plastic. Whether it looks as good. Yeah, sorry, for me, this is going to be a big no-no and a big pass for me, because no way that I'm paying so much money for this figure, and he is totally incomplete. Now, starting the new year, how can it not be a Hot Toy figure without an Iron Man re-edition, repaint, 2.0, whatever you want to call it. Now, here we're getting the Iron Man Mark 43 from the Age of Ultron. Now, not only we're getting a regular version, who's going to be this one, and for me this is going to be a bit of a peg warmer. Of course, this will be depending the price of the deluxe version of this figure. So, of course, this is the deluxe version of the figure, and as you can see, we see that it comes with a Ultron Sentry, Ultron Bot, however you want to call it, and this does seem as the most interesting feature. But is it? Because there might be a huge gap price between the two versions. So, of course, here we go. Let's show off how much bits and pieces move on the armor, all the different light-ups positions, and I guess this is going to be USB, or let's hope it's going to be USB. Because otherwise, if it's more battery operated, could be problematic. But as you can see, there's a lot of bits and pieces moving on this armor, and of course this is a worry for problems, because more moving parts equals more problems. Ask any mechanic, he will tell you the easiest cars that work the best are the ones who have the less moving parts, and anything who's moving is going to be source of problems. But again, it is nice having all these little things moving. There's the flaps on the back. There's all little bits and pieces moving. Yeah, okay, why not? Die cast. I can't even remember. I don't think the first one was die cast. I have the 1.0 somewhere in my collection that I haven't opened yet. So yeah, let's have a look at all the different light ups and interchangeable mechanic details with, like I said, light up functions, and yeah. It looks like a shiny Christmas tree. So, like I said, I have a preference for plastic. I'm going to be releasing the review of my first diecast I've ever opened. And man, that thing was a disaster. And for the price it cost, is not acceptable. So, spoilers ahead. Should have started by that. But again, so many moving parts, so many problems. And when it's plastic, trust me, if you have an issue with those, it's going to be easier to fix if it's plastic than this kind of metal parts. So, of course, here we get another head sculpt of our friend Robert Downey Jr. So, yeah, again, works good, has the eyeball system moving again, so nothing new under the sun for this one. Again, it's not like if I don't have any Tony Stark's head sculpts lying around, then I don't know what to do with them, and they're piling up in a drawer. So yeah, I understand the feature, and I understand the reasoning behind it, but yeah, not much about it. Now, of course, when the fans saw this picture, they're like, wow, Hulkbuster 2.0, yeah! And my thoughts about it? No. The Sideshow would like to have a 2.0 Hulkbuster, yeah, especially if it's exactly the same as the first one that came out, because let's say that is one hell of a figure that they made, and there's a lot of stuff behind it. I have not opened mine, it's downstairs in storage, in one of the storage places, let's put it like that, and that figure itself, when I'll be reviewing it, has a whole history to itself. But Sideshow still has some accessories to go with this figure that they will be happy to sell because those things didn't move. So yeah, and they're putting them on clearance, but if you don't have the Hulkbuster, why would you buy Hulkbuster accessories? So, of course, does this mean they're going to remake it, not remake it? And again, you have to remember there's going to be a price rise compared to the original one. And this one was pretty expensive. But now when you see the prices of Hot Toys, well, anything seems to go these days. So, coming on to the exclusive deluxe version of the figure, and as you can see, he is holding a head. I don't know if he's trying to recreate Shakespeare in the park, but this is what I'm interested in, is the accessory deluxe part that comes with the figure. The figure itself, again, like I said, I'm interested, but getting the Ultron sentries is definitely something on my want list, because this is something who's pretty cool. If you put up a vitrine, you want to build up the same Battle of Sokovia when in the place, the middle of the village, or the town, or should I more call it, and they're fighting off all the Ultron sentries. This is something that I would like to see a bit more of. So, as you can see, he's whipping it apart. So this gives you so many possibilities to be doing something of great with these two figures, because let's be honest, this is a 2-in-1 figure set, and this is why I'm kind of worried about the price tag. Could it be only $50 extra? I may have some doubts about it, so there might be a huge price difference between the regular version and this version. But again, if I have the money to put, I'm going to say $400 into an Iron Man, I guess I have $450 to get the deluxe version of it. So yeah, as you can see, there's plenty of possibilities, so much possibilities to do, but with only one, well, that does not give you so many possibilities to display, because even if you have display options, you would like to have more than one, because you can see in the movie, there's a lot more than one going around. And as you can see, this is a pretty tall figure, has some articulation, so there's been a lot of investment in it, and if Hot Toys wants to get their money back for it, might be good to release some extra ones and pay off the molds, because let's be honest, that's what costs the most money to make, is the molds. So if you can get your money back on them by making all different kinds of versions of it, it's a win for you. So let's have a look at how detailed and how cool this figure is, with all the different parts that can be removed. Now, of course, if you are a Hot Toy fan and you've been purchasing Hot Toys since the beginning, you may have and still have your Alien figures, you know, the ones you had to assemble. And this kind of stuff was not the best things, nor at the shoulders. There was a lot of issues with plastic breaking and cracking. So yeah, that's maybe not the best thing that you would want to have over here. But having all the possibilities to dismantle it, tear it up, put it in all different kinds of shapes and poses is exactly what you would want from an Ultron Sentry. So yeah. This thing should be sold with a lot more figures, or should be sold separately, as maybe 2 or 3 in a box would be not too bad, would be a nice offer from Hot Toys. Let's see, maybe they might do it. So, coming to the part where we're going to be having a look at what comes with this figure. So again, this is the regular figure. The base is already being used, nothing new over here, only the 3 pair of hands maybe a bit short, but again, it's Iron Man, so you're not going to need much more hands, I would say. But I guess it gives you some of the basic movements. And then, of course, we have the exclusive version, who sadly doesn't come with the regular stand, but comes with a bit of diorama part from the Sokovia town square, or the church that they built in the town square. Does that mean we're going to be getting some more Age of Ultron figures afterwards with maybe possibility to clip these things in? Would be a smart move on the behalf of Hot Toys, but again, cannot really be sure about it, because with Hot Toys, sometimes are a bit unpredictable. Now, one thing is for sure, if you look what Hot Toys is doing, there was somebody who put a video about the desert, the downfall, and Hot Toys problem. Well, talking that they announced figures and they're not making them for the new movies that came out after Endgame. And again, if Hot Toys is going back to Age of Ultron, who was maybe not the top favorite Avenger movie out there, if they're going back to it, they're going back to where the money was made, where the fans loved the movies, and where the money was really raking in for Marvel Studios and Disney, of course, and we're collecting all the money, so why not go back and revisit where the franchise was successful compared to now where it's on a downfall. And maybe Doomsday might save the day, but it's not even said. So, of course, it would be logic that Hot Toys is going to re-explore and monetize as maximum on the previous movies. Anyway, I kept the best figure and the figure that I want for last. And let's have a look at what that one is. And the best figure announced by Hot Toys, and maybe right to now, and I guess it's going to stay like this because this is going to be hard for Hot Toys to outdo it, is a Thor Artisan version. Now, this figure looks effing amazing. I mean, this is something that is, I saw the pictures, going through the pictures. There's one picture that I have on the computer here that I'm going to be showing you, and this looks like a movie promo shot with Chris Hemsworth in it. It looks so realistic, so real, that this figure is something that blew my mind when I saw it this morning. And as you know, if you've been watching my reviews and also my thoughts about figures, I was not a fan and didn't really think that the Artisan versions that came out right now were worth it, but this one is 1,000% worth it. Anyway, let's stop talking about this picture. Let's have a look at the other pictures on this figure. So, of course, as you can see, he comes with two different arms, with the armor, without the armor. That's a cool feature over here. You also have a light up on the hammer. I think they already did that one on it. I can't remember because I think there was one of the Thors that I opened. I don't remember if I opened the Age of Ultron one. I know that I have the original version somewhere with all my mint in box figures that I haven't opened. I'll be making a video about that and talking about it. And so let's get back to this. I mean, look at this. The new silicone arms look incredible. The way the cape holds with the wiring in it, the hair looks pretty amazing. The face, the head sculpt of Chris Hemsworth is pretty spot on. I mean, yeah, afterwards, of course, I'm a bit worried about the fabric over here, but maybe Hot Toys will have improved it, and especially for an Artisan version, I expect to get the best material possible out there. When you look at the posing of this figure, he looks majestic. It's close to perfection. I'm going to be a bit nitpicky about it when we come to the end, but it's really nitpicky. But for me, this is just incredible what Hot Toys gave us here. So this is the pose I'm talking about. This looks like Chris Hemsworth posing for the cameras and taking pictures for a promotional shoot for Age of Ultron. I mean, the effects look pretty cool. I guess we won't have this kind of effects of lightning over here, but this looks really, really fantastic as a figure itself. I mean, yeah, I'm blown away. Of course, dynamic poses for the stress on the fabric is not good, but hey, taking a picture like that or doing a short video for YouTube, yeah, I'm on board on it. Here's some more pictures of him going around, jumping around. Of course, you could be nitpicking and say, well, it would have been interesting to have a bit of more of a face expression on his face, but again, it's an artisan version. It would have been hard and would have boosted the price up of having two head sculpts with the hair that will be on both versions. So here again, they're talking about some extra waist articulations on it and improve the body about it. So yeah, I'm really aboard about it, and cross my fingers that I will be able to get it, because those artisan versions have a tendency of selling out pretty fast, even if they are expensive. So of course they're talking to a costume with 3 displays. Technically there's 4 displays, Hot Toys, because you forgot one. You have, of course, without the armor and cape, then we have without the armor with cape, then we have with armor and cape, and you could also put with armor without the cape, so that would be 4 displays and not 3 if you really want to call it a display version of it. So of course we're having a look at the wool hair, and God, this looks amazing. This is mind-blowing, and I hope there's no issues with it like the former ones that they did with wheel hair, but this is just mind-blowing and so good. Of course, when we look at the new arms that come out with the silicone, again, same question comes: how is this going to age? Because the ones they did before were, this was a bit complicated. I can't remember. I think it was the first Avenger one. I have a problem with the arm. It's always popping out, so I have to move it in. This is maybe not that good, but I guess they're doing soft vinyl material. Be kind of cool to see how it bends, but if this would have been all silicone, would have been able to bend maybe even better than soft vinyl material. But over here, yeah, the arms, this new silicone. I don't think I've opened any figures that have this new silicone, or did I order some? Yeah, it's hard to say. Like I said, you see the video that I'll be making with the stuff I've been sorting out, and you will understand where my problem is with talking about hot toy figures from the past. So, of course, are we getting 2 versions of Mjolnir? Kind of interesting to see. It's hard to say from what there's not much information, but if we have a light up one and a metal one, who seems to have some extra plate finish, like they call it. So yeah, it's it would be interesting to see. I don't see why would they do one version in plastic and one in metal. Would seem logic, because I think they already did it for one of the other Thor figures. But again, that's over 10 years ago, so yeah, my memory does play me some tricks, but it does look amazing. So, of course, we have the eyeball system, and again, looking at the head sculpt looks amazing, the hair looks amazing, the looks on this figure are just mind-blowing. And on this figure here with the eyeballs being able to be moving, again, is a feature that I don't really like, but for the picture's sake of this figure, or posing this figure, it works, because if you remember Age of Ultron, he may not have always a lot of mimics, but the way he looks, his eyes are moving, does make a lot for Chris Hemsworth. So here, of course, is the separate rolling eyeball promo pictures showing you how you can change the looks of it, and this looks pretty amazing. And I guess due to the fact that you have real hair, the head must pop off, like most of them, and then you have a little tool to go under where the neck is to move the eyeballs. This is how I think they would do it in the most logical way, and not complicating it too much with the hair real hair. Now, this is where I always come into something that is disturbing. I do have the MMS 306 in my collection of mint in box figures that I did not have time to open, and when I'm looking at both of them look pretty good. Again, you can see 867 AE, I guess that's Artisan edition. That means that one did came out a long time ago, and if you look at it, he does still look okayish. Of course, it's not to the level of the new one, because there's at least 10 years who have passed between each figure. But again, this one is far to be put a shame, and I'm still going to open it and still keep it and review it, of course. And I really think I would maybe do it if I can get this one. Again, fingers crossed for getting this one. But this is, yeah, it's amazing. But this one still holds up pretty good. Of course, you cannot really compare with the molded hair over here, because it gives you a bit less posability because the hair doesn't fall naturally. But if you leave it posed like this, well, he's still a good figure. So, of course, this is a picture that I didn't show you because it was teased in, of course, Iron Man. And when people saw it, they were like, Artisan version of Iron Man, Thor. And people were going batshit crazy, as I am right now, for this figure. And yeah, this was something that a lot of people were waiting for, and this is why I'm worried that I hope that I can get my hands on one of these figures. So, of course, this is the picture of everything you get with it. Now, I understand that the Artisan edition is pretty expensive at the base, but if you're going to put so much money into an Artisan version, and you have the money to put into an Artisan version, why not give us a Ultron bot or Sentry to go with this figure? I mean, I'm willing to pay an extra $50 or maybe even more if I'm already willing to pay nearly $450, $500 for it. I'm not at $50 close to buy a $500 figure. Why not give us a bot to go with it? Would have made sense and would have been a nice little add-on. The stand itself didn't really have much of a picture, but it looks pretty cool. It has the Bifrost imprint on it. Yeah, for me, looking at this figure, not knowing how it's going to look as a final product, but based on this is an 11 out of 10 on the basic looks of the figure. Now, like I said, it could have been better. Yes, throw in the Ultron bot, and then it comes a 20 out of 10 because it's so good. So, are you going to pick up any of these figures? Do you agree with my analogy of these figures? Will you be picking up Iron Man? Are you picking up Jack Sparrow? Or are you, as me, disappointed that it does not come with the throne? Let me know in the comment section. Let's start a conversation around our hobby and our passion for hot toy figures or other figures in the comment section, and let's keep it nice because we are sophisticated and evolved people and we don't need name calling. So that's going to be it about my video about the new hot toy figures that came out. If you like this kind of video, please leave a like, share, comment in the section. If you have any suggestions, you can leave them also in the comment section. If you want to go and check out some news and other stuff and pictures that I've made or stuff that I have for sale, you can find the links in the description to my Facebook page, Instagram page. All is over there. I did not put X, but I don't post much on X, so not really putting it there for now. So if you want to, you can look it up also. But those are the two major places where you can find me. So until then, I hope you have a fantastic day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!